Oh, doom and gloom has fallen over Warhammer the Old World. These factions, Lizardmen, Dark Elves, Skaven, Ogre Kingdoms, Vampire Counts, Demons of Chaos, and Chaos Dwarves are legacy factions. Unfortunately, this means they won't really get the support that Bretonia and the Tomb Kings are getting. But here's where I think we should put down our pitchforks and our torches and think things through a little. While indeed it might suck that you're not able to play these, or you might be able to play them, it's legacy still, but they're not going to be supported, which means you're going to be left with very unbalanced unit and army compositions that will probably mostly kind of suck. But here's the thing. Here's the most important aspect for now. You see, what I really want to get at with this is that the old world will evolve. Remember that at this point in the old world, we're not really at the siege of Prague. We're not there where Kislev is under attack. I was about to say Kiev. That's funny. We're not at that point. It's gonna take a while until we get there, and these factions are doing their own separate things, or probably not doing anything, like in the case of vampire counts, or the meaningful ones, and they're not there. But the idea is that the old world will progress. They even mention Magnus the Pious at some point, and how he's not there just yet. Oh, he won't be an important player just yet. And that's where I want to get with this, that these will be legacy for the moment. As the old world will expand and we'll get more lore out of it, we'll get more figures, expensive figures, of course. Don't you start dreaming right now? Have you seen those prices? Yeah. These factions will become playable. Eventually, at some point, they will. More than likely, when we're talking about staples like Lizardmen and Skaven and even Dark Elves, and of course Demons of Chaos, you cannot really have a proper Norska invasion, a proper invasion of the southern lands without demons at your side. That would be pretty awful, and something that no one really should do to begin with. You need to have demons at your side when you do that, but we're not there yet. We don't really need them yet, so the summoning sacrifices and circles will have to wait. The idea that this is my bet for it. They will come eventually. Now, it's going to suck if you're a Skaven player. It's going to suck having to wait so long until you get to the point where your army finally gets support. And you know what? I understand that. Look at the Horus Heresy. We didn't have proper assault marines in a long while. Until they revealed those, but whatever. Kind of late into the lifespan of the game. The idea is that eventually we'll get there. And it might suck in the beginning, and if you go on eBay, you might find horrible prices for these factions. Trust me. But it's not as bad as it looks. Just going to have to play a second or third favorite until your main gets open. You know, currently your main isn't just the proper gear score to go raiding ICC with. You're going to have to use your alts here and there and play normal and hardcore and whatever to get that experience up there until your main can unlock ICC, of course. And I guess this comparison with World of Warcraft, with an MMO in general, where you spend more time on your alts waiting for your main to be open, kind of makes sense, especially in this position. Now, overall, I know, as I said before, the situation kind of sucks. At the end of the day, there's not much you can really do. And especially there's Chaos Dwarves. I'm going to be honest, I thought Chaos Dwarves will play a more important role in this old world relaunch, as I thought Kislev and even Katai would, especially seeing the connection those factions have with Total War Warhammer 3. And I thought that Games Workshop would bank on those, and those would be some of those factions that make it into the main game. But as you can see here, Chaos Dwarves are relegated to legacy factions, And I don't think I saw Katai anywhere, which pretty much kind of clears things a little. Now, that was my first impression that those would be main players. But we see that the Chaos Dwarves are really relegated to legacy factions, which technically isn't any better than what they had before. Like, I understand they had models in the old editions and there were still lore related to them. And I think this is what's going to happen. I think they will also add lore bits here and there regarding lizardmen, regarding the vampire counts or whatever vampires are still alive, even regarding the Skaven. There will be pieces and hints there, like I understand there used to be in the old days. Again, it sucks to be legacy. It sucks to have legacy rules and units and whatever. On the bright side, you might not have to spend 200 something euros on a new box. On a new box of miniatures. But hey, that's just me. At the end, I think they will reveal bits and pieces of information of what's happening to them lore-wise, while game-wise, we're just going to have to wait for the proper time for them to come in. Now, what's also important in this whole problem is how much the old world will really expand. How long will it take it to get to the point where you can comfortably play a Lizardman, a Skaven, or a Dark Elves army, or whatever Ogre Kingdoms. Anyway, that's also important. How long will it take before Games Workshop makes these the prime target? They make them what they should be. They make them playable in the main game. I have some speculations that I don't know. That's my speculation on the time frame. Now, some other people might believe that it's going to take almost a year before these also become playable. I can see that being a possibility in the case of maybe the vampire counts and the ogre kingdoms. Whatever is New World-ish, I'm not that certain. By the way, Demons of Chaos, I think Demons of Chaos will be one of the first factions from this legacy list that will make it to the game proper. I am willing to bet on that. But you know what? Chaos Dwarves might surprise us and they might really just go all in on that. That's also a possibility. So again, some people speculate it's going to be a year, and I can see that as a good time frame to have a few of these factions in the old world at that point. Now, they all could become playable at that point, but I think, it's those that are stuck in the old world that are going to be the focus of, and that will come faster. Now, don't get me wrong. Give me some Need, some Nippon, and some Skavens. You know, I'm kind of sold on that idea. I kind of sold on that one. I would love that one. But we have to wait until then. So, it seems dark, it seems gloom, it seems awful. It might seem that it's Jover. But it's not really Jover. Not just yet. We're not back yet, that's for sure, but I think we're going to be. Just give it time. Trust the plan, as some intelligent people might say. Trust the plan. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this.